If you've made it this far in the course, I must say congratulations. There's already been several hours of material. Hopefully you found it to be worthwhile to go through. I've got great news, and that is this application, this chapter that we're going to go through, has been by far the most entertaining for me to develop, and I really hope that you will get a lot of value out of it, and I hope you'll enjoy the application that we're putting together. I've really tried to bake in a lot of real-world concepts and challenges into this section, so I hope that it really turns out to be a good learning experience. So buckle up. This is really going to be a pretty hefty adventure. There's a lot of content that we're going to get through. With that in mind, I want to make two important notes here. This section is going to be very long, so as a reminder, if your code diverges at any point in time, you can visit the GitHub repo for this course, which is github.com, then /my name, Stephen Greider, /reactcas. And you'll see on here, we haven't done any work on it yet, but we'll be building our final, or at least the next application. Second, if you get stuck at any point in time during this section, please feel free to contact me. You can post questions on the course, or you can email me directly. My email is ste.greider@gmail.com, like so. So don't hesitate to send me an email. I'd be happy to help you out with any challenges that come up. So with that in mind, let's get started. The first thing we're going to be doing in this course, no coding in this section, unfortunately, but we do need to set up a little of the background of what we're going to be working on. So let's take a look at some mocks of what we're going to be building. This is going to be we're going to be building a client to browse the very popular image sharing website, imgur.com. If you've never heard of imgur.com, well, it's really pretty darn fun, I guess I would say, website. It's really primarily image sharing and image collaboration. So we're looking at the home page right here, and you can see that there is a grid of photos. When we mouse over a photo, the title of that picture pops up. We can click on it, and you'll see, in this case, it's a video, and there's some comments down below, and that's pretty much the whole shebang. And then on the public site, you can go, it's basically for browsing images. So we're going to be building essentially a clone or a replica of this client that we're looking at right here. I do want to mention that during this section, as you're working through this course or this section using Imgur, I don't have obviously any control over the content that's posted on imgur.com. There may sometimes be a not safe for work image. So if that's an issue with you, please let me know, and we could come to perhaps some alternative image website to pull content from. So please do let me know if that's an issue. So let's go back over to the mocks here. This is a mock-up of the application that we're going to be building, and obviously it's very rough, but we're going to be building this out over time. There's 3 primary screens that we're going to be building, including navigation between each screen. So first, we're going to have a home screen that will display the different topics of images that are available on Imgur. Imgur assigns its images to different topics or categories, and we're going to be using the word topics very frequently, but you can really think of topics as being like a category. An example of a category you can find here on the top, and so we can find funny, awesome, awe, and so on and so on. Users can click on any of these categories here on the home page, or they can click on one of the categories up here at the top. This category 1 right here will link you to the same page as this first category right here, and the same with the second and the third, and so on. When a user clicks on a topic, they will be taken to a page that shows them a gallery of all certain images within that topic or that category. Each topic may contain many, many different pictures. We're not going to cover pagination or covering paginating between pages of images in this chapter, so we're going to kind of artificially pare down the number of images that will be displayed at any given time to a more reasonable number. Finally, when a user clicks on an image, a particular image, they're going to go to a detail page for that image. And on the detail page, they'll see the title, the image, description, and any relevant comments to that picture right there. Okay, so we've got 3 different screens of content. Let's talk for just a little bit about architecture and what pieces of technology we're using. So first, we're going to be building a true single-page application that works with URLs or distinct URLs for each page. So that means that for any given page that we visit on our application, be it the home page, the gallery page, or the image detail page, there will be a distinct URL. And that URL will be on, say, the home page will be maybe just / home, the root directory. On the image gallery page, you'll have a URL that identifies that particular gallery. So if a user clicks on gallery 1, they're going to get a URL that they can bookmark or copy paste out to always return to the gallery number 1. To handle this, if this talk about URLs is a little confusing, don't sweat it. Obviously, we're going to be going through this in great detail. To handle this routing inside our application, we're going to be using the open source library called React Router. And React Router is a really fantastic library for handling navigation inside of a single page application. The next piece of technology that we're going to be using in great detail is being able to make requests to Imgur's API. We are going to be fetching real images that are that's made in use by Imgur as you are developing. We're not going to be using fake images, so we're going to be working with the real API. To work with this API, we're going to be making AJAX requests to Imgur, and rather than using the rather heavyweight jQuery, we'll be making use of the fetch library. Fetch is it's a distinct library that we're going to be downloading and using, but it's actually in many recent browsers is a native method. So in the same way that JSON.parse or JSON.stringify is a native JavaScript method, many browsers are now implementing window.fetch. And fetch is essentially a method on inside your browser that is used for making AJAX requests. So we're going to be using fetch to communicate with Imgur's API. Finally, when we make our API calls to Imgur, we're going to be retrieving vast amounts of information. So we're going to have topics, we're going to have images within those topics, and then each image in turn is going to have comments associated with it. So to handle this flow of data throughout our application, we're going to be making use of the very, very popular Flux library called reflux.js. And we're going to be going through many different sections are going to be relying upon Reflux. So hopefully you're going to get a in-depth understanding of how Reflux works and how to use it in a practical application. So with this preliminary discussion in line, I just want to put an outline out there of the topics that we're going to be, or the technologies that we're going to be using to build our application. So with that in mind, let's get to it in the next section.